Australia can really do. Australia and Fiji, what a story. Many says indeed the atmosphere has not really risen. Want to really talk. But then again, Africa's eyes are on tomorrow's game when South Africa will indeed see what they can do with New Zealand. New Zealand have never lost any of the pool games, and they are grouped in Pool B. South Africa say they are ready to rewrite history and, of course, make this right. All of this will be seen later today at the World Cup. Plenty of other games have been played. Tomorrow, it is time for us to see what Africa truly have at the World Cup. More also, the Premiership only yesterday at home, and Southampton found it very difficult. But Bournemouth was good. They held their own. They knew what they wanted. It seems like climbing up that table is truly where they want to be. And we also get to look at what is happening out there in the Premiership. Before then, they say the big one will be on Sunday when Chelsea will welcome Liverpool. Liverpool, a team that truly didn't know what hit them at the UEFA Champions League, which we also get to talk about. But if there's anywhere anyone is talking about now, it will be the game this afternoon. Leicester have their hands full against a Tottenham side that looks a bit jittery. All and many more we will be telling to you. We know Nigeria, Senegal, and Brazil are also getting ready to see if they can play friendly matches out there in October 13. I've been told Nigeria will confront Brazil. We'll also come to talk about all of this. Plenty package we have on ABC. Welcome, wherever you are. Indeed, a show where we use 72,000 seconds to tell you what is happening in the world of sports. Tell friends and neighbors, say, why not? Let's sit around and talk sports. Tell you exactly what's happening in the world. I haven't changed my name, I won't. And the day I do, you will be the first to know. Chris. Well, my name. A lot to tell you. First, let's do it this way. We'll quickly take a time out. When we come back, it will now be time for us to truly go into the stories of the day.
This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream. The greatest tale ever told. This is the moment when we all come together, holding our breath, for what feels like forever. This is the stage where legends are made, artists become heroes, and epic football is played. This is the place, at the center of the world, all roads leading here as the next chapter unfolds.
Merit Abode, Nigeria Limited, Emerald, Garden City. Merit Abode, Nigeria Limited, Emerald, Garden City.
Moses, Dad, my wife told me that you have bought a land and complete a good-looking duplex on it. Yes, from buying the plot to the completion only takes less than 3 months. What about Omonile? Omonile like how? I didn't deal with them. I bought the land from Merit Abode Nigeria Limited. Merit Abode? Yes, Merit Abode. Rachel Onega and Prince Jide Kosoko are the ambassador for Merit Abode, and these two individuals boost my confidence and trust that make me to buy from them. And that is not all. They even help me in building our new home. I only visit the site on completion to collect our keys and exchange paperwork, which amounts to more than double savings. Usually, for people like us living abroad, you have to take time off work so many times to travel back home to do the work, or the Yahoo contractors will show you big time. Yes, I was wondering, as I always see you every week. Let me tell you, I was in Nigeria for only 4 days and everything is campaign EQS. I didn't lose money by not going to work. Merit Abode is the best. What about the cost of calling them every day? They use UK number, so you will not be running up the phone bill to call them. I beg, give me their details. Telephone 020-3865-8087 or 081-734-47111. Email info@meritabode.com. Their website is www.meritabode.com. Merit Abode Nigeria Limited is the developer for Emerald Garden City Estate Series. You can even pay by installments. Our locations are Shimawa, Ibejuleki, Arepo, Agbara, Ikorodu, Mowe Ofada, and Asheshe. Merit Abode, build my confidence and trust.
UK Nollywood Producers Guild presents UK Nollywood Film Festival 2019. This second edition will screen multiple selected films from across the world for 2 days with special workshops at different venues. Opening and closing ceremonies 4th and 5th of October 2019. Venue Ambassadors Hotel, Bloomsbury, London. Red carpet 7 p.m. Special screenings 5th of October 2019. Venue Canada Water Theatre, Surrey Keys, London. 12 noon to 5 p.m. Tickets.uknollywoodproducersguild.org or eventbrite.co.uk. Sponsorship and details 0793 020 2250 or 0795 095 1417. UK Nollywood Producers Guild 2019. Nollywood Film Festival 2019. It's going to be wow. Don't miss it.
ready for all the continents and for all countries. Really should come and take a bite, if not a dose. Are prepared. We'll be talking about Doha, but before then, let's quickly run back to what things has happened last week when football all over, all over our houses. But if you're just joining us, welcome. It is your program, ABC Sports with your sincerely, Well, you know I don't do the show alone. Two guests hit the studios, and what that simply means is that they will their expert analysis. With me here, I have Idris Adeshino. He has just joined. Idris, another time to talk sports.
Yes, nice to hear.
Good. And of course, not forgetting ex-international, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Looking fresh as always. Tony, Tony, another time to talk sports.
It's nice to be here today.
Guys, without wasting time, let's quickly run. The producer have already said it's Champions League. We need to talk about it. The results. We saw a lot happening. There were those who couldn't believe what was happening. Especially the likes of Tottenham. They were like, what have we just seen? Real Madrid, we are also seeing fire. I'm not sure. Idris, I know you want to talk about the Europa, but first, let's talk about it. Let's talk about
You just made some highlights. Then when you want to look at Madrid versus PSG, right now, Madrid versus PSG, you expect at least a fight. The result is unbelievable. Then you want to come to Tottenham, two goals advantage, and all of a sudden they almost end up in losing the game. You want to talk so many other things, but that's the beauty of football for you. That's what people have paid for. That's what people bet on. That's what they make money. That's the excitement about football. Football is a game that anything can happen. It is that unpredictability of football that makes it bigger than any other sporting event. And that's the truth of the matter. But again, if you want to come to the nitty-gritty of it, it's still the early stages of the game. I'm not sure there's too much surprises between Liverpool and Napoli. There's always been a sponsor side for Liverpool. It's the only team that beat them. Last time they lost so many games on the road.
What happened on the night? Because Liverpool was really cruising on before that game. Actually, 90% of pundits could have said it's going to be Liverpool's day. But then again, it wasn't so.
We sat down here and discussed the relationship between Mane and Salah. And of all what happened that day, the commentary was on the two of them. But it's not about the two of them. It's about the fact that Liverpool has always been like that. Even when they won the Champions League, they lost almost half of their away game. But again, it's difficult now. I just hope it doesn't become a mental problem. Talk about mental problem always in football. But when Thompson becomes a regular feature, manager begins to see, how do I get away with it? But my belief is that it's the first round. Any coach who thinks it's a done deal and just having a reawakening now. Tottenham surrendered 2-goal lead with Arsenal. They surrendered 2-goal lead again now. And commentators are already thinking that after six years, probably something is wrong in Tottenham. It's 6 years. They gave different clubs where the manager at 6 years became stale, where things no longer go as well. These are all postulations in football. When things start to go well now, everybody forgets about that.
Tony, you saw the UEFA Champions League, so plenty of surprises on the way. Graphics will be coming soon so that people will see what has transpired. But what's your take on what happened in the Champions League?
No, I think it's just, like you said, the early stages of the Champions League, which is the first game. And a lot of teams are still, irrespective of the leagues has started, a lot of teams are still finding their feet. You know, like the likes of Madrid. Madrid is struggling because of, although they signed some new players, but they are still struggling. Hazard is not fit yet. He's struggling to come into the team. Bale has this mental block from the fans, and he's believing that a lot of things that he's done for the club, but he's not getting the respect he's supposed to get, even as the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo has left the team. So you see that with that now, all these teams are finding which is the right pair for them to be able to fit into their team. So, but like the match with Paris Saint-Germain and Madrid. Yeah, Paris Saint-Germain and Madrid. You could see that Paris Saint-Germain controlled the game all through the 90 minutes, which before it would never happen. You were looking at Madrid to put up a fight, but they stayed back and started trying to defend. So you start wondering what is really happening. So, but football, like we are saying now, football is catching up in every level. That disparity between the top teams and the lower teams now is gone. Because every club has a right now to build their own team, to build their own money, and there's a lot of money coming into football, and it's spreading around. So that's making it even now. So you can see that a lot of teams are acquiring players that are not supposed to acquire before because of all the rights that is coming in. So with that now, there's a level, almost like a level playing field. So if you don't turn up, whether you're Madrid, you're Manchester United, you're one of all these Barcelona, you're Borussia Dortmund, or you talk what's it called? The German league leaders, Bayern Munich. If you don't turn up on the day of the game, you will get beaten. Yes, you will get beaten. So you must be prepared now. It's not like before, like where teams, all these big teams, 50% they still win the match. Oh, they say, oh, they didn't play well, but they won the game. That has changed now.
Perhaps it's early stages for us to begin to criticize teams. We also saw that Lionel Messi couldn't, do anything despite coming in late. His final kick couldn't, put it there. So 90 minutes it ended 0-0.
You are still looking at Lionel Messi of 10 years ago.
Is it too old to compete?
It's not too old, but it's nearly the end of the game. Cristiano Ronaldo had to leave Madrid. People think it's because of disagreement. No. The level at which he had played for Madrid, that level cannot be replicated again. He needs to go to a team where they can use his energy now. There's nothing left for him Madrid to use. They've seen it all. Now, these are impatient teams, impatient fans who have all the wealth in the world, who want to acquire the best. He had dethroned people. He will be dethroned very soon. Just like Messi will be dethroned very soon. All these teams are trying now. They knew themselves that the end is coming for these players. So they are trying to regenerate now. I mean, when you are regenerating, it's going to take you 1 or 2 years to fit up. You will just get to that level 1 or 2 years. We've seen Arsenal, we've seen Man United. They are regenerating. We've seen Liverpool has been together now. You've seen Liverpool, you've seen Tottenham, you've seen Man City. They've been together now for about 3-4 years. And they are picking. In 2-3 years' time, you begin to see, if there's no regeneration, you still begin to see the decline. But he's been off now for a while with injury. He's over 30 now. And you know the Messi of 22, 23 years, in 10 seconds will have destroyed anything. But it's no longer there. And as Tony said, the pool of money in football is no longer concentrated. It's beginning to spread. They're beginning to see players. I mean, you wouldn't think of Ronaldo going to Juventus. The guy that destroyed Liverpool was Matthew Bonner. He's a French guy. If you know him very well, you know it as citizen very well. He's aging, so he's left so many clubs. He's brought with him huge experience in terms of he's like Santi Cazorla. He's diminutive, but he has one problem that nobody has been able to. One strength: you don't take the ball away from easily.
Guys, because of time, guys, we need to run. And so we're going to talk about, let's quickly jump over to the Europa League. We saw Arsenal come back perhaps to make a statement that they are still there. But one is beginning to wonder, are they really there? Additional, you are the only person that can tell us if they are truly there.
Everybody can say that. The result flatters. I mean, everybody now, Arsenal, easy game, easy win. But if you actually watch the game, they were on the ropes. Yeah. They completely surrendered the midfield, which is under Wenger, it will not happen. As bad as Wenger is, Wenger will not surrender the midfield. Again, you want to look at the lineup. The lineup means that there is no somebody who could hold the midfield for them. But again, the tactics went with them. There are so many chances that the host lost. They couldn't take that chances. And in football, the greatest tragedy in football is that no matter how big you are, if you fail to take chances, as Liverpool failed to do against Napoli, you will suffer for it. Unfortunately, he got a red card, and the coach thought the game plan worked. By the time they were weakened, he began to introduce the big boys, and they took them apart.
Some call it.
But in a bigger team, that team would have been 4 goals down before the boys came.
Because of time too. Plenty have already been calling it Thursday football, which is really funny to hear. Many don't want to put their eyes on what is happening on the Thursday football, but then again, it has to be played. Europa Champions League, which was your take?
No, it's still the Arsenal game, which he has talked about anyway. But even Lazio's and the rest of them also, they are still there. The game about the European thing is that a lot of all these big teams now who is surviving through winning the European thing comes to the Champions League. So that's the biggest incentive now for the European Champions. That's why you see all the big boys that has fallen into that category. Lazio, they've all decided to say, okay, we'll find a way to win this Champions League.
Go back to the big
So
boys.
Arsenal is a team that I can't really. I'm trying to place my hands what to really say about them, because why? This is a team. You know what your problem is. So why don't you go and solve that problem? The coach now has to find a way to make sure that you have two good defensive midfielders in order for you to play Ozil, who will give you that final pass.
Beautiful.
Because you have to
Beautiful
sacrifice.
analysis.
Because if you decide to play Ozil, you have to sacrifice a player.
Yeah.
And to sacrifice that player, you will get the end result. You have three brilliant strikers up front there. Aubameyang, Lacazette, and the rest of them. So you need to use your best player to achieve your result. So what do you do now? You sit back, get this. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Once you put in the puzzles into the gap that fits into it shows you the map. So they need that, and they have to look and find a way to shop to get that in order to utilize whatever they have. They have players, they have good players, but they are not utilizing them very well. Ozil cannot run the whole of the pitch for you. You need him up front there to give that final pass, because you need that pass for the strikers to be able to succeed in scoring goals. So the coach has to. Well, Wenger is gone now. Nobody's going to talk about Wenger again. It is Emery now.
Did I see somewhere that he was going to come back at some point?
It's been offered. I mean, it was always been there for him. I mean,
To return.
Not
as a coach.
At what point is he going to return that he will not overshadow the coach?
Yeah.
That is the problem.
So Emery is there now. This is like a second big team for him in Europe after leaving Spain. He didn't succeed in Paris and Germany because he had issues with big players of how to control them. You come into Arsenal now, you accepted a shitty contract, because that's what I would say. He accepted a shitty contract just because he wants to redeem his name. Arsenal is not ready to pump in money for you, and then you accept that you will be able to build a team all on that. It doesn't work like that. You have to find a way to. Arsenal has to bring out money to be able to buy some of those players who. Look at Idris again. Such player, he was in Everton. This is a close proximity of a team to you. You can go to Everton and get such player. You let him go to Paris Saint-Germain. You understand? So these are things all these coaches, sometimes you wonder, what are they looking at? What do you want? So for me, they should now start thinking of how to solidify their defense, solidify the midfield, and allow the attack to flow.
It's still ABC Sports with your sincerely Chris Obukwelu. So much to still talk about. We'll quickly take a break now. When we come back, it will be time to look at those beautiful stories that are still coming in. We're being told that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will meet in Brazil. And of course, Senegal, the Teranga Lions are also included. The Fédération Internationale Football Association, you know them as FIFA, they have also released their ranking. Where is your nation standing? These and many more, only if you stay with us.
is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream. The greatest tale ever told. This is the moment when we all come together, holding our breath for what feels like forever. This is the stage where legends are made, artists become heroes, and epic football is played. This is the place, at the center of the world, all roads leading here as the next chapter unfolds.
Merit Abode, Nigeria Limited, Emirate, Garden City. Merit Abode, Nigeria Limited, Emirate, Garden City.
Moses, Dad, my wife told me that you have bought a land and complete a good-looking duplex on it. Yes, from buying the plot to the completion only takes less than 3 months. What about Omonile? Omonile like how? I didn't deal with them. I bought the land from Merit Abode Nigeria Limited. Merit Abode? Yes, Merit Abode. Rachel Onega and Prince Jide Kosoko are the ambassador for Merit Abode, and these two individuals boost my confidence and trust that make me to buy from them. And that is not all. They even help me in building our new home. I only visit this site on completion to collect our keys and exchange paperwork, which amounts to more than double savings. Usually, for people like us living abroad, you have to take time off work so many times to travel back home to do the work, or the Yahoo contractors will show you big time. Yes, I was wondering, as I always see you every week. Let me tell you, I was in Nigeria for only 4 days and everything is campy EQS. I didn't lose money by not going to work. Merit Abode is the best. What about the cost of calling them every day? They use UK number, so you will not be running up the phone bill to call them. I beg, give me their details. Telephone 020-3865-8087 or 081-734-47111. Email info@meritabode.com. Their website is www.meritabode.com. Merit Abode Nigeria Limited is the developer for Emerald Garden City Estate Series. You can even pay by installments. Our locations are Shimawa, Ibejuleki, Arepo, Agbara, Ikorodu, Mowe Ofada, and Asheshe. Merit Abode, build my confidence and trust.
Program ABC Sport with yours sincerely, Chris Obokol, Idris Adeshina, and of course ex-international, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Tony Wimbe, is also here with us. So much to talk about. We know some of you are looking forward to the English Premiership. Don't worry about it. We're fully charged, and of course we're going to give you all that you need to know. But first, the national teams, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, as you know, they have played against their counterpart, talking about Ukraine. 2-2 it ended after 90 minutes of proceedings. Now there's another new invitation have been given to them. Tigers of Nigeria will be playing against the Samba Boys of Brazil. They're getting ready, and of course Senegal, the Ranga Lions, are also invited. Guys, I mean, this is a good time for Nigeria to perhaps find themselves climbing up in the FIFA ranking after dropping one down. Idris, I start with you. Are you excited?
I don't understand what you mean. If you want to climb against FIFA ranking, you go and play Japan.
At least playing Brazil will push you
I don't know whether you see the lineup. As early as this morning, they released the lineup that the team that's going to face Nigeria.
That's the Brazilians.
And it's a killer team. It includes everybody. And I said, come on, you are not going to war with Nigeria. You are going to play friendlies. Yes, I agree with you that you want to test your strength. But this team against Brazil, football is full of wonders. I mean, how many years are we to Olympics? If my mind reminds, nobody gave Nigeria a chance in the Olympics. And things went, and that was the golden era of Brazil. 1996 was the golden era because they almost had everything they wanted in the world. They still lost to Nigeria. That's what football is. Let's play against the best. Let's see let's test our strength. Let's be able to correct one of the mistakes. But I hope it doesn't drop down again in FIFA rankings. That's my fear. But I want us to play against the best. Let's see what we are. The World Cup is very close. The African Champions League, African League. So many things are happening. We're playing so many qualifiers. Why not try our best against the best?
Good. I mean, Super Eagles, another chance for them to play against the best. Only this morning, as we told by the media, the Brazilians released a killer squad as Idris we target. We believe that the Super Eagles should, by the coach, should get us a good crop of players that will not lose sight this time around to play Brazil.
No, I think one thing you're not going to take away from Nigeria is that whenever we have a big game, we usually turn up. Because that has always been the mentality of Nigerians, which even when we were playing, we never want to lose to the big teams. We never want to lose to the big teams. So obviously, you will see, no matter the team Nigeria will produce on that day, you will see the determination on the boys not wanting to lose that match. And in another sense, again, it is very good for us because of the position that we are in now. We need to start climbing the table, because when you climb the table in FIFA ranking in terms of all these fixtures and everything, when there's the draws, you tend to have a little bit of luck. Yeah. You understand? You get a good draw, and then you can progress in the competition. So keep going down would not help us. So if we have a good game against Brazil, and we definitely, I tell you, if we're going to have, then you will see us climbing up the table, and it is a good playground for players that has never experienced such atmosphere, that has never played against this big team to show themselves. And from there, they can now learn one or two things also, because it's a learning curve. Even though we get beaten, we're still learning. Because even the Brazilians, don't be surprised if we beat them. They're not going to say, okay, I'll slap their heads down that Nigeria has beaten them. That's all. No. They will try to figure out how they lost and then what happened. And so that the next time that they are playing us again, they will correct that mistake. So it's a very good match for us, and I think we should be looking towards this direction in terms of friendly matches.
But I want to say, Tony, I miss egos. People like us who are fortunate to know what egos used to be, you will miss egos. The creativity, the flair, the action, when they want to score, the tip-tapper, the way they move, and the happiness that you find, the joy. You are not the one playing football. You are the one using your money to watch. You are running everywhere to get. But the joy you derive from watching your team, it's high time we got it back.
No, I think you see, like you're saying, right? We had that because we had competition. Whether we like it or not, West Ham coming into Nigeria did a lot for Nigeria. The best that ever happened to us in a very long time. He did a lot for Nigeria because when he came in, he studied the dynamics of Nigerian football. He knew that this is a country that produces a lot of talent. So, but how do you harness that talent now? So what he did, he started exposing most of our players. That's how the culture of players going abroad started. Exposing them to the international scene, learning, and then bringing them back again now. But still holding ground with the core players at home. So you are coming from abroad, you need to hold on to your place. The man who is at home is struggling also to break into that team. So we normally, every Thursday when we're in camp, we normally have two aside. This is European-based players and then the home-based players. Come and see this game. You think it's the World Cup finals?
Really? This is what we never. This is what of
I know we want to give it time, guys. Also, we haven't touched on Teranga Lions, a team being led by a Liverpool legend. At least, yeah, he's beginning to show that he is one of them. They will also be, playing Brazil. I mean,
Teranga, if you look at the African, it's Nigeria within the core African football. It's Nigeria that has this pluralistic approach, this flair. Other team has a core, and the core is the power, the strength. You don't take it away from Senegal, don't take it away from Africa, including Egypt. When you're talking of like Senegal has a core, they have power. You see their height. They normally go for people like that when they want to play, because they want to bully you out of the ball, because football is a game of contact. Yes, they may not have that flair as Nigerians do, but you don't push them away. Senegal is a powerhouse in African football. And you know what football does is that time changes. Nigeria had a peak in 1994. Things have not been very smooth. Egypt has taken over. You see, Africa at one time, come up the Drogbas and Co. when they were problem for Nigeria. Those era had gone now. a new jet. Abubakar is one of the biggest players in Africa. He's a tall, lucky boy, but the new generation is coming. Terega Lions in anything, you know. The coach, their coach is also an ex-international who so many times he's been unfortunate. He's lost FA Cup as a player, he's lost again as a coach. But you don't take anything away from them if they could mature from beginning to play in the final. Then you want to say this is a team to be reckoned with. It's no longer Nigeria. No, you have Nigeria, you have Lions, you have Senegal, you have Ivory Coast. You have so many of them. Egypt is the biggest football in Africa in terms of trophies.
And the Egyptians are changing their coaches now, just like clothes. Today, even the same thing with Cameroon.
Because they want the best. They are paying the top dollars.
No, but yeah, because if you want to compete, to be honest with you, if you want to compete, you have to go for the best. And the best is going to cost you money. Like, I was sorry, I'm digressing now anyway. But I saw an article yesterday that was saying the highest spent coaches in football, which Mourinho was on top, which was 1.6 billion that he has spent over his career. You understand? So and the other coaches, Ancelotti's and the rest of them, they all come into that park. So, but when you look at that list now, you ask yourself, okay, in the past 15 years, among all these coaches, who has won more than every other team? That same group.
Yes, same group.
So, if you have to, the country has to sacrifice in terms of bringing up money to pay for the coaches. The coaches now, you will come to tell them to help you develop your football because they have to develop from the grassroots to the top.
Talking about
that is language.
So talking about coaches who can come in and help you develop your football. Let's drag in, sorry to say, the Nigerian team, this time around the female national team. Only a few days ago, we were hearing things from Twitter saying the coach has run away to Sweden and your sports minister is going to call him to come back. Idris, what is happening?
No, that doesn't happen in Nigeria. That is the real thing in Nigeria. If it runs smooth, that is what is strange.
There is a problem.
There must be a hitch somewhere. And when they go for matches, players are crying for bonuses and that. So there must always be something in Nigerian football, which is sometimes laughable.
You know the most funny thing there is that this man is not crying for money. He's been owed about 2 months. But he's not demanding that money. He's not shouting to the world that they are owing him. He's asking for support. He's saying that people have been sabotaged. Can you understand that? A coach is not saying, no, you are owing me. Before we had that, coaches run to the international media, say, I'm being owed 6 months, I'm being owed 5 months. This one is being owed about 2 months, and it's not talking about being owed. He's talking about the fact that I want to develop the players. I want to move around the league. And somebody is telling us that no, it's not from NFF, it's from the secretariat. What is the difference between the NFF and the secretariat?
So
is it the secretariat, not the NFF secretariat?
It's so worrisome that the Nigerian Football Federation will promise the nation who lost the round letter game, so much. Oh, we won't owe players, we won't owe coaches, we will make sure that they are okay. Now there is no problem. Pinnick told us all of this, that from now on everything will be fine. But then again, we still see these ugly things coming in. He will come back to tell you, otherwise. However, how can one move forward? The new sports minister is now being dived into this, and every morning you get a tweet from him. He's doing this.
The sports minister who was? Can you trace him? Maybe Mr. Tony could too.
Guys, okay. Let's even talk about this because it's getting ridiculous.
Who is the sports minister? Who knows it?
Let's not even go there because I think he's trying.
No.
He's trying at least.
You need to profile people.
Is it just like the first one we got? What is his name?
Dalong.
This you don't football like our sports. It's a different entity into governance. Because that is why FIFA removed football from itself, from all government of all the world, and then have their own governance now.
Tony, talking about government and football and all of that. In Nigeria, still to say, we have corruption, crisis where the NFF officials are being, drag and pull for EFCC and IP, all of them. It just all happens.
Look,
Idris, I want to bring this
tell me one football team in the world where there is no fiddling of money.
Yeah, but then again, let's bring this in. Only a few days ago, the Nigerian Football Federation brought in AS Roma as partnership. Okay, brilliant. What are they coming to do to develop football? What about the Spanish partnership before, the one they did before, the La Liga?
La Liga.
That's just my question. You want to bring in all the whole Europe for partnership before we begin to do something real?
What is wrong about that?
No, but let's see. What have we seen?
There is nothing wrong about that.
What is wrong about
that? It's going to go the way of the others.
No, but the thing, this is becoming a mediocrity now in Nigeria because of why they want to showcase something to Nigerians to say we are doing something. They go and bring all these this thing, all in the name of trying to make sure that they help develop football. But at the end of the day, they are not doing anything.
Mr. Tony, sorry to cut you short. Because I am a journalist. I look at the root cause of issue. Can you tell me who the formation of NFF? You've forgotten that they are from state chairman. Appointed by the governors. Who have been let's use the word of so many people who have been asked to come and chop. Appointed as state chairman. Now taken to NFF
for votings and all the rest.
Do you look at the composition? And they know that in NFL, in football, they are not under the government.
So anything you said is
so that's what
in
we're
this
saying.
place.
We need
Football is run by an independent body.
Yeah, which
and
is
it sources its own money, and you have to account for it.
Guys, it's getting ridiculous, but then again, we won't stay with the Nigerian story because sometimes it gets really annoying. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your program, ABC Sports, and yours sincerely, Chris Obukwalo, Idris, and of course, Tony have been, trying to pull what seems to be an annoying scenario of the Nigerian crisis. For now, we'll switch gears, but then again, wait for it because there are so plenty things to come on ABC Sports. We take this break, and we're going to return. Stay with us.
Seconds out. Seconds out, round 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute 42 seconds of the second round, your referee, Bob Williams, has stopped the contest. He deemed Kieran Thomas was in no position to continue. The winner in the blue corner from Ilford, Umar Sadiki.
Indeed, a beautiful moment with Omar Sadiki, a man who says break it on in the boxing ring, then he's ready to knock someone out. And of course, he is, as usual, ever ready to come to us on ABC Sports. Perhaps we should bring him to the studio to know how that beautiful moment was. What do you guys think? It's still ABC Sports. Omar Sadiki is here with me in the studios. Omar, and that's at the Talk Sports. Nice to have you in, man.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Brilliant. First of all, let's start with congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That was a well, deserved victory. Good second round knockout, isn't it?
Yes.
Brilliant job you've done. I mean, run us through what you did there.
That was a replacement opponent because the original opponent pulled out in the week of the fight, and then at that point I wasn't sure if I was going to box. So, but I got offered a replacement opponent, and I just said yes without even knowing anything about him. I never saw.
Dangerous, yes, though, because you never know who he is.
Listen, when you train to be the best, you take every test. I should be an MC. But yeah, so fortunately, I got in the ring because I never saw anything about him before getting in the ring. I got in the ring, and his style was very similar to the original opponent, so that was great. But just being in there with him, I just felt like I was a lot better than him. So I took my time a little bit, but ultimately, just got him out of there, I guess.
And how has it been with the support you're getting? with things you want to do? How has it been? Because you are getting closer and closer, and I mean the promotions are getting crazy. If you ask me, how has it been?
100. I mean, it's great when you first turn professional, like on your debut. Everybody wants to show you some love, and that's brilliant. And on my debut, I mean, I sold so much tickets; it was unreal. And then it kind of goes down a little bit, but you still have a good base of support. I'm fortunate enough to have a good base of support. Have a good network of people around me as well who help. I don't get a lot of support from the Nigerian community,
Guys, this is what we're trying to say. Omar Sadiki is a Nigerian, and he has been boxing, and of course, he has been doing it well. I have to confess. You saw we'll play it back while we talk, so you see, what he can do. He's been moving from strength to strength. But there's a problem. The problem seems to be that he brings out his ticket for people to buy, and we'll find out that it's his other friends that buys the ticket, and the Nigerian friends are all not buying his ticket, which is it's not really fair. So we could, appeal to those who are watching. We will, on this program, as usual, tell you whenever he wants to fight and tell you where you can buy the ticket. He had just finished one fight, and of course, he did marvelously well. Umar is one of those who wants to be with the Africans, with the especially, to be precise, Nigerian community. That's why you can see him. He's here with us, and he's doing his thing. Some others, you invite them, and of course, they give you stories. Umar won't give you story. He won't. Immediately I called him, say, boss, I'm there. That's that's the first thing he said. So he tells you that he wants to belong. He wants to be part of what his root is. Other people might be calling him, he might want to change nationality, but he says, no, I know where I'm coming from. This is where I'm heading to, you know what I mean? So please, if you can, we're appealing to you. We want you to give your support for Omar Sadiq. Omar, I know too also that sponsorship has not been, bed of roses for you. How's it been with sponsorship and trying to get, body and soul together? The model making.
Also about doing things differently, doing things your way, which is what I do. For example, everything seems very, very close to my brand, TBS, and just understanding that in life I like to connect with Nigeria. I mean, I was born here, so already there's a connection I'll never forget. And I boxed for Nigeria. I was in the 2016 Olympic team, 2012 Olympic team. And one of the things I've done in life is I've travelled a lot, and sometimes I've travelled with charity. So seeing a lot of the imbalances in terms of economic well-being. I see a lot of things, a lot of projects I like to bring to Nigeria, to help with Nigeria. And things like that alone help me stay connected to the country because I want to see what's going on. I mean, obviously it's a very difficult feat when the leaders of the country or the nation are not trying to help you. But again, I try to stay familiar and I try to keep my ears on the ground because then it means that once my career is at a point where, I'm celebrated or I'm financially independent enough, I want to be able to bring more things to the country and, help the younger generations. And for the most part, I probably would start doing it in a field that I understand, which is boxing. So maybe I would start with sport or whatever, but, I can't help the entire country. So I can do my part,
Yeah, I mean, as we speak, there might be a very young, talented young boy or girl listening to you right now who would like to become a boxer.
Yeah.
In a nutshell,
Yeah.
what would be your advice to this person?
It's a bit of a hard one. I get a lot of messages online about that actually on social media, and some of them are like, "Oh, can I come and stay with you?" Yeah, I just need a room, and I promise I'll make you proud. Like, it doesn't work like that. But I mean, I'm assuming you mean like Nigerian base, or do you mean here in the UK?
In total.
In totality, really, it's quite simple. It's the law of sowing and reaping, and I think a lot of times people get confused with sowing and reaping because the perspective of what you sow you shall reap makes people think, oh, okay, what do I sow, what do I sow? I think a very good way to strike home with it is to say to people, what you are reaping, you have sown. And I think that makes people think, oh crap, what have I done in the past? But the reason why I mention that is because it's very simple, like there are some laws to this universe that we live in, and some of them are cause and effect. So if you want to be the best in what you're doing, quite simply what you do is you find a good platform. So a gym or boxing setup, make sure you make a good decision about the coach, and then you just commit yourself. Boxing is a lifestyle. It's not a hobby that you do on the side unless you're doing it for fitness. But if you want to fight, it's a complete lifestyle. So, you'd have to eat well, drink well, rest well, train hard as you can. But also, a lot of people train hard physically and they forget the mental aspect. I'd say about 70 to 80% of boxing is mental. So when I say the mental aspect, I mean, of course, studying tapes, studying the game, keeping up with what's happening, but also spiritually, how sound are you? Like how much faith do you have in yourself? How much belief do you have? And a lot of times, of course, the training hard does help with that. But the short answer is to any young person who wants to take up boxing is find a good training setup. So that's a gym and a coach, and then commit yourself. And really, as selfish as it sounds, make boxing a priority in your life. So boxing comes first, and everything else comes second.
Brilliant. Nicely said, I have to say.
Yeah.
Nicely said. Before we divert into other boxing, players or box pros and all of that, let's quickly talk about Omar. I mean, what's your next step? What are we looking at next?
What we're looking at is, so this year so far I've had 4 fights, and so I've been staying quite busy. As you know, some fighters have maybe 2 or 3 fights in a year, and I aim to have 2 more before the end of the year. With 3 months to go, I'm not sure how that happens, but that's the idea.
Let me just quickly say before you continue, let me just say you're looking, clean. That guy didn't touch you at all.
No, I don't get touched.
That's the clean one.
The result of committing yourself to the sport. Plus I'm model, so added incentive to be defensively responsible. But yeah, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to secure fights against people who are ranked higher than me, so that I climb up the rankings. And the higher up the rankings I climb, the more likely I am to get put in place for titles. Now, part of the difficulty is some of the people who are ranked higher than me are looking at me and thinking, well, what does he have to offer me? For the risk-reward factor doesn't quite work for them. And for example, the past opponent was ranked higher than me. He's a really good name, former reigning Commonwealth champion. He's boxed world champions. These are the people I'm ready to face already. But again, he pulled out. So, you know, what it comes down to really is just trying to secure an opponent that's ranked higher than me, and if there's a title shot there, then that would be fantastic.
Okay, Omar, let's look at Omar. Let's quickly look at Anthony Joshua's next fight. Anthony Joshua in his last fight was a replica of himself. Let's put it that way. You know, he was beaten black, as so many cheeky and journalists would like to put it. In your own opinion, what do you think happened when Anthony Joshua stepped around the ring?
Honestly, I don't know, and I think most people don't know if they're going to be honest with themselves. Most of what you hear is speculation, and speculation obviously again is opinion. Everyone has one, but the reality of the situation is he went in and he had a hiccup, but December the 7th he gets an opportunity to set it right. So, you know, we can look forward to that, and fingers crossed, we pray he does the business and gets his championships back.
They will be fighting in Saudi Arabia. Is that not, how will I put it, is that not, do you think that's a nice venue, a good venue for him, despite the opponent gets to choose anyway?
I think it's about the money. It is. Objectively speaking, it's about the money. I mean, there isn't any rational reason that comes to mind, nor has there been a rational reason that's come out of both camps. So really, it comes down to the money, and you can't knock them for it. I mean, it's a hard sport. Like I just said, like when you box, you dedicate your life to it. It's literally your lifestyle. It comes before everything. And when something comes before everything, it means you're sacrificing a lot of things for it. And in addition, you're going in there every single time knowing that you can get killed. Like, we are modern day gladiators. People forget that people actually do die in the ring, as well as in other sports. But the reality is, you're going in there to get punched, and you're going to punch the other guy. So how can you knock anybody for making sure they're being financially rewarded for what they're doing? You know, the risk-reward factor, like we were saying. So the Saudis put up the money to host a show. I'm sure if the Mexicans put up more money, it would have been in Mexico. And I'm sure if Nigerians put up more money, it would have been Nigeria. So, you know, follow the money and you get your answers. That's what I think.
And who's going to win the fight, you think?
I mean, it's a hard one because Joshua did knock Ruiz down in the first fight, in the first place. So there's every argument to say he knocks out Ruiz if he knocks him down first again and finishes him. And then if you're a Ruiz fan, what you say is, well, Ruiz got back up and look what he did. So,
what Omar say?
Yeah. What Umar says is that anything's possible. It isn't a given. I don't think anybody can say with absolute conviction that either man is going to win. And I guess that's what makes it so interesting. I think that's what gets so many of us speaking about. That's why we're speaking about, and that's why a lot of people are more than likely going to tune in on the day. Now, my promoter's not promoting the fight, and they might not like me saying this, but I'm a boxing fan as well, and that's just the reality.
Good. Okay, let's talk about Fury. I mean, despite the big cut, the big man went out there to do the job.
Yeah, I think he just showed he's a true fighter. You know, he comes from a travelling background. In boxing, we get a lot of travellers. So for some that don't know, you know, some might call them gypsies. And their culture is very different. And a lot of them, you know, like the family would take pride in being fighting men, for example. And Fury comes from Fury is a fighting family. That's what they do. So this guy's been fighting from he was a kid. And I'm sure he's had to deal with a lot worse than that in and out of the ring. So, you know, he got caught and he just showed his heart, his courage. You're talking about a man who came back from the brink of suicide. You know, depression, drug and alcohol abuse is well publicized. He lost, I think, the equivalent of my body weight in about a year, you know, to come back to challenge the most feared man in boxing, current boxing, arguably the hardest puncher in boxing history ever, Deontay Wilder. Everyone thought he was mad for taking that fight, and even though it was a draw, common convention says Fury should have got the nod. So I think, you know, he had a cut against an opponent he should be walking through, let's be honest about it, but he still dealt with it like a champion, so he can come again.
I think if you're just joining us, viewers, it's your program, ABC Sports, with yours sincerely, Chris Opokwalo. With me is a pro boxer, a man who only a few days ago made nonsense of the aspiration of his opponent. Omar Sadiki joins us and been giving us all those words that truly, truly is heartwarming. Remember, Omar says you can, if not nothing else, support him whenever he goes out there to play, especially those who are living in the UK. Most of his fights are Saturdays, but if they change, we will tell you. Why not come and support your own? Because it's really not sweet when he claims, to have the Nigerian blood in him, and yet we don't see the beautiful skins of black scattered around. Yeah. And it's really, really not. But perhaps we'll quickly take, if not a bite of that Umar's fight again, and when we come back, we'll wrap up unboxing. Just a bite of that Umar's fight again for those who are just joining us to take a bite, and we're going to return. Stay with us.
Seconds out.
Just have one more second.
Is the sound gone?
Seconds out. Round 2.
all he wants to do is to beat people up in the ring and, of course, box and make name. Remember also that he's also a model, so he also makes a bit of pounds, smiling and facing the cameras. Omar Sadiki is here with me in the studios. Omar, as we wrap up on boxing, from my own part, I seriously want to say you've done well for yourself, and I wish you more things to come. But before we allow you to go, perhaps I quickly run to Los Angeles, because there are plenty of people who want to join us in here. We'll have a journalist also waiting, and we'll see whether we can connect him and get his own opinion about the boxing ring thing. Do we have a Trey Bates on? Hello, Trey? Hello, Trey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Brilliant. Trey, how is America this morning?
Yes.
Good. Trey, can you hear me clearly? Just establish that.
Yes, I can.
Brilliant. Trey Bates, we are here with Omar Sadiki. Only a few days ago, he made nonsense of the aspiration of his opponent. You know him very well, don't you? Omar, I'm not sure if we can hear Trey. Trey, can you hear me?
Yes. Now I can.
Okay, brilliant. Let's quickly talk about Fury. I've spoken about it with Omar. What's your own take on Fury's fight?
As far as Tyson Fury, one thing I noticed about him, and I'm questioning, is his feet. And one of the things that tends to fade away from high-level boxers, or one of the signs that we actually see to actually indicate if a high-level boxer is fading, is footwork. So during that fight, with the rounds, seeing Tyson Fury reach for the rope and that he was moving around the ring and attempted to maneuver, it shows signs that something was terribly wrong. One thing that's very ironic is the fact that Fury, AJ and Andy Ruiz, they went down in the third round. Tyson Fury got cut in the third round. And one of the things I'm thinking about, if what is his name? Wilder fight, seems like there's kind of a pattern. But back fight, one of the things I noticed is that Fury, not to say that he's shot, but I have to question he is, because the things that I noticed with James DeGale, that kind of, it reminded me of what Fury went through last Saturday.
Good. Let's also run and talk about Canelo and Kovalev. Their fight is coming up, and of course, everybody's talking about that. What's your take on that?
My take on that is it's not an easy fight for Canelo. It's not as easy as people think. The way that Kovalev was able to defuse Yard, that's he went to the body, he jabbed to the body, he threw twos to the body, he kept throwing straight punches at the body. That can defuse anybody. When you those consistent punches to the body, to the head, it's going to defuse you, and it's going to make you think. It's going to make you a little bit more cautious. Canelo at 168, we saw him against Rocky Fielding, and it didn't last that long. So we don't know how his gas tank is going to be able to take him, along the ride with Kovalev. So that's something I do question. And the effect punches, of course, body punches, they definitely can affect anyone, but will it affect Kovalev? It seems like this exact fight that Kovalev needed to revive his career. All that it takes for a boxer of his level or of his caliber to get that energy, or to derive that energy from the ground and pick up and, come back alive. So it's a very dangerous for Canelo at this point. Canelo loses this fight. He definitely can't lose this fight.
Good. Trey, finally, let's talk about Anthony Joshua. We've spoken about it in the studio, but what's your own take about Anthony Joshua?
Okay, so as far as Anthony Joshua, what I got from that fight was that a lot of people said that he did horrible within the first 2 rounds up until the time that he got knocked down or knocked Andy down. I thought he did an okay job. It was, if you think about it, he was able to knock down. He rushed into it a little bit too fast, and that's what caused him, to
Hello, Trey, are you still there? I think the network is making us not to get Trey Bate, but I think we're going to say thank you, Trey Bate, for joining us. And of course, Omar, you've been the man.
Yeah,
Continue
thanks for having me, bro.
And of course, from this end, we hope we will always help to, bring all the Nigerian supporters.
No worries, bro. I'll keep coming through. Guys, stay on track on my journey. You can find me on social medias, Top Boxer Sadiq on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I also have a YouTube channel, Omar Sadiki Top Boxer, and my own website if you want to read some more. So follow the journey, stay tuned. I'm making a very, very strong ascent up the rankings. I'm going to be a world champion, undisputed super middleweight world champion. I'm telling you now, so get on the journey right now. And it's going to be a fun one.
One of the boxers who, whenever you call him, he is always ready to come into the studios and talk sport. That is Omar Sadiki. I think I've been told that Trey Bate wants to finish up what he's saying before goodbye. Trey, you there? Okay, we'll quickly take this break now, and when we come back, it will be time for us to look at the Premiership. And I mean, from now, it will be Leicester, and Leicester will be taking on Tottenham. How would that feel? We are in Leicester. Want to see about it? We take this break, we'll return. ABC Sports.
This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream. The greatest tale ever told. This is the moment when we all come together, holding our breath for what feels like forever. This is the stage where legends are made. Artists become heroes, and epic football is played. This is the place, at the center of the world, all roads leading here as the next chapter unfolds.
Meritable, Nigeria Limited, Emerald, Garden City. Meritable, Nigeria Limited, Emerald, Garden City.
Moses, Dad, my wife told me that you have bought a land and complete a good-looking duplex on it. Yes, from buying the plot to the completion only takes less than 3 months. What about Omonile? Omonile like how? I didn't deal with them. I bought the land from Merit Abode Nigeria Limited. Merit Abode? Yes, Merit Abode. Rachel Onega and Prince Jide Kosoko are the ambassador for Merit Abode, and these two individuals boost my confidence and trust that make me to buy from them. And that is not all. They even help me in building our new home. I only visit the site on completion to collect our keys and exchange paperwork, which amounts to more than double savings. Usually, for people like us living abroad, you have to take time off work so many times to travel back home to do the work, or the Yahoo contractors will show you big time. Yes, I was wondering, as I always see you every week. Let me tell you, I was in Nigeria for only 4 days and everything is campy. EQS. I didn't lose money by not going to work. Merit Abode is the best. What about the cost of calling them every day? They use UK number, so you will not be running up the phone bill to call them. I beg, give me their details. Telephone 020-3865-8087 or 081-734-47111. Email info@meritabode.com. Their website is www.meritabode.com. Merit Abode Nigeria Limited is the developer for Emerald Garden City Estate Series. You can even pay by installments. Our locations are Shimawa, Ibejuleki, Arepo, Agbara, Ikorodu, Mowe Ofada, and Asheshe. Merit Abode, build my confidence and trust.
UK Nollywood Producers Guild presents UK Nollywood Film Festival 2019. This second edition will screen multiple selected films from across the world for 2 days with special workshops at different venues. Opening and closing ceremonies 4th and 5th of October 2019. Venue Ambassadors Hotel, Bloomsbury, London. Red carpet 7 p.m. Special screenings 5th of October 2019. Venue Canada Water Theatre, Surrey Keys, London. 12 noon to 5 p.m. For tickets.uknollywoodproducersguild.org or eventbrite.co.uk. Sponsorship and details 0793 020 2250 or 0795 095 1417. UK Nollywood Producers Guild 2019. Nollywood Film Festival 2019. It's going to be wow. Don't miss it.
This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream. The greatest tale ever told. This is the moment when we all come together, holding our breath for what feels like forever. This is the stage where legends are made. Artists become heroes, and epic football is played. This is the place, at the center of the world, all roads leading here as the next chapter unfolds.
Meritable Nigeria Limited, Emerald, Garden City. Meritable Nigeria Limited, Emerald, Garden City.
Moses, Dad, my wife told me that you have bought a land and complete a good-looking duplex on it. Yes, from buying the plot to the completion only takes less than 3 months. What about Omonile? Omonile like how? I didn't deal with them. I bought the land from Meritable Nigeria Limited. Meritable? Yes, Meritable. Rachel Onega and Prince Jide Kosoko are the ambassador for Meritable, and these two individuals boost my confidence and trust that make me to buy from them. And that is not all. They even help me in building our new home. I only visit the site on completion to collect our keys and exchange paperwork, which amounts to more than double savings. Usually, for people like us living abroad, you have to take time off work so many times to travel back home to do the work, or the Yahoo contractors will show you big time. Yes, I was wondering, as I always see you every week. Let me tell you, I was in Nigeria for only 4 days and everything is campy. EQS, I didn't lose money by not going to work. Merit Abode is the best. What about the cost of calling them every day? They use UK number, so you will not be running up the phone bill to call them. I beg, give me their details. Telephone 020-3865-8087 or 081-734-47111. Email info@meritabode.com. Their website is www.meritabode.com. Merit Abode Nigeria Limited is the developer for Emerald Garden City Estate Series. You can even pay by installments. Our locations are Shimawa, Ibejuleki, Arepo, Agbara, Ikorodu, Mowe Ofada, and Asheshi. Merit Abode, build my confidence and trust.
From ABC Sports, it's yours sincerely, Chris Obukwelu. That tells you it's time to talk football. Premiership, to be precise, fully loaded. Idris Adeshino, ex-international Super Eagles of Nigeria. Tony Uge is also here with me. I tell you, in the next few minutes, to be precise, it will be time for Leicester to take on Tottenham. It's all hotting up. Guys, this is it. The Premiership... here it is again, early kickoff, 12:30, time in terms of the British UK time. Others who are watching from across the globe will also take their own timing. Guys,
they don't look at me like that. Arsenal don't like looking out.
Oh, okay. Let me even start from. It's a big debut. In terms of the players involved. Tottenham have been rumpled, to some extent, but Ken is ready. Last week we saw the Korean international show really zeal. He showed he understands this game, and with the hat-trick, they are going out there to Leicester. Your thoughts?
I think Leicester has always been a spoiler since they won the league, and nobody should take them less serious. And Tottenham has to prove a point. The point is that they've not been doing well for a very long time now. They keep dropping points for games that they're supposed to win. And what we want to see them today to be able to show that they've been able to get to this next stage of their redevelopment, as they call it. And Pochettino now should start thinking. People were saying, people have been debating, will Ken leave to go to either Man United or Man City or something to be able to win trophies. But what Tottenham has to do in terms of everything that they are doing, even if it's the League Cup, make sure that they are able to win something. To be able to say, okay, this is where we are now, we are going to the next level.
Let's quickly run to Leicester. We have our man already standing by to give us all the latest that is happening in Leicester. Bright joins us live from the city of Leicester. Bright, indeed, another time out there, and of course, we can see that the fans are already gathering. What are your thoughts for today's game?
Yeah, sure. Welcome live to Leicester. So today, now, Leicester City will be facing Tottenham in what is expected to be a very thrilling match. So given the fact that Leicester, so they lost 1-0 to Manchester United, and they're aiming to amend that loss, and also concerning Tottenham Hotspur, who wants to beat on the thrilling 4-0 win against Crystal Palace. So we really do expect a very interesting match here. And given the fact that Leicester as well, so they're very tough at home to beat. So since the start of the season, they've not lost any game at home. So even Tottenham, they've kind of like drew most of their away games. They drew against Man City 2-2, and they even drew against Arsenal 2-2. So we expect to see goal. But we are really rooting for Leicester to really see if they could grab a point out of here. But we are hoping that the likes of Jamie Vardy will really, put some goals inside the goalie and not miss opportunities. And we are hopeful that Leicester City will probably make the Leicester fans here proud and get the points and get the game going.
So we would like to speak to, or you yourself interview one of the fans out there, so that we know what truly they feel on a day that is so bright that Leicester wants to have a 3 point, but then again Tottenham is knocking for it. What else do we need to know in terms of preparations? I mean, what has happened on or before now? Are the team, have they all arrived?
Yeah, well, I'm not really sure because I've not seen the team. Well, I hope that the team should have been in the locker room by now, so being prepped up by the manager concerning the game. So given the fact that Tottenham, they're very good with the game and their attacking power is very strong as well. So I'm just going to see if I can have some quick chat with some fans and see their take on the game, and hopefully to see what really they will be expected. I'm sorry, excuse me. Yeah, so you are live on ABC Sports News.
Sorry?
You are live on ABC Sports News.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, so I was wondering, so could you just tell us what you think about our Leicester game? So do you think Leicester is really going to win, or do you think they're not really going to win or probably draw?
I can't see us winning today because there are, what we say in Leicester, they're our bogey team and they always seem to beat us. So I think it's going to be 2-1 to Tottenham.
2-1 to Tottenham? Yeah. Okay, so this is so interesting. So we do have a Leicester fan who is really saying that Tottenham is likely going to win them, right? So, but I'm still hoping that Leicester will probably going to have a draw. Sorry, excuse me. So, so we are live on ABC Sports News. So, do you mind telling us your take on the game today? So, what do you think about the game today?
I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to be that hard of a game, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't think Tottenham have done much over the summer.
Okay.
Obviously bought in and double A, didn't they?
Okay.
But in terms of squads, I think we've got a better team.
Okay. But like, what do you think concerning the game? So, do you think that Tottenham is going to grab the whole 3 points, or do you think that Leicester is probably going to get 1 point from this game today?
I don't think we'll get a point. I think we'll win.
Do you think you're going to win?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
For that. Okay, now, so you may have heard the little chant, the little chats with the fans. So some fans are really saying that they are hopeful that they're probably going to get the whole point, and some fans are saying that given the fact that Leicester have not really been good lately, and they somehow struggled at home, and given the attacking prowess of so they're really saying that Tottenham are probably going to get a point. But we're hopeful that Leicester will probably get a point to see what happens.
Thank you very much, Bright. Thank you very much. Truly. Nice one for the viewers to get a grip and perhaps the excitement that is still clicking around that stadium out there. Indeed, a well-deserved one. Brilliant, Bright. That's how we would like to do it, and to give you a bite of what is happening out there. And of course, the fans are in top shape for they're all predicting victory for themselves and knowing fully well who Tottenham are. Idris, a big day for Leicester.
No, it's a big day for Tottenham because they're coming from a bad day of the backdrop of losing from a point of advantage. I mean, it's been back to back.
Yes.
Before they went on international break, they dropped 2 points against Arsenal, conceding 2 goals in the dying minute. They went into Europa Champions League. The same situation, the scenario repeated itself. And if you want to redeem yourself, it's not Leicester. Tottenham play very attacking football, and that gives room for Leicester. You know the way Leicester is going to play. The worst you can go for is to be able to hold your line. Now they now have a very dynamic person who can destroy anything, who can feed off, who can score goal himself. That becomes very dangerous for Tottenham. And with the way they considered, that will be difficult for them. It's going to be a very difficult game. Now they just finished just a few days ago. The time of recovery is just 2 days. The first Leicester again.
If I have to be sincere, is that some of our players are not playing in the person of Kelechi. He doesn't come and play normally. We'll see him almost on the bench, but then again we'll have another one who comes in and Didi who comes in to display and show talent. And he has actually been, showing that he's becoming
regular.
Let me come to US International. What will make Kelechi play? Because this what he's doing could affect the Super Eagles if we don't have any strikers. And so behold, despite some boys are coming from anywhere.
No, I think like I keep saying to Kelechi that he needs to pull his weight. You're coming from Man City doesn't make you the coach that brought him into Leicester is no more there. Brendan Rodgers is in now, who is a new coach who also is looking at everybody based on their performance on the pitch, in training, and all the rest of it. You have to show the coach that you're hungry to play. And when you go inside the pitch, let me give you an example. If he is competing against Vardy, that is an English player. 1, that's against him. 2, you're a foreign player. You have to show why you're better than him to be able to play. And not only showing that you're better than him, you have to show that you are 200% better than him, and the coach will have no option to play you. But when you bring yourself to the same power as Vardy, you will never get a chance until Vardy is injured or something. So as a foreign player here, you have to prove your worth. And you cannot prove your worth by coming in 20 minutes, 30 minutes. No, you have to start the game. And how do you start the game? You have to show from training, matches, when you're inside the pitch, you run till your heart wants to break. Why? Look at Mane. He runs throughout the 90 minutes. When you're tired, the coach knows that you're tired. He will substitute you for somebody else. But he has seen that you are giving your all. But when you don't do that, my brother, it is not an automatic share. You have to fight for it.
We sat here last week and we predicted that for us, Mane should lead Liverpool against Newcastle. And that's exactly what the manager did.
Yeah. What do you think will be the score for this afternoon?
It's not very difficult, but I see Tottenham winning the game.
You want to put
2-1, yeah.
2-1.
I think it's going to be a draw because Tottenham, because of the defensive priority, I think Leicester is going to score. So, and that's the problem with Tottenham. I think it's going to be.
Guys, if there's any game that truly many fans are looking forward to this weekend, it is the one that truly buckles to mind. The Blues are up against the Reds. Liverpool confronts Chelsea. Your take?
No, I don't see any big deal there. They have history. They've played before this game. That's it. The holders of the Europa League and the Champions League. And we thought it was going to be a complete wipeout for Liverpool. But no, it went into penalties. That is what you are going to expect. Although it might be a little bit different. The first 15 minutes will do that, but I don't. But I still want to believe that Liverpool will win by at least 1 goal.
No, Chelsea has always caused problem for Liverpool all the time. And again, because of the rivalry between the two of them, Chelsea has always tried to make sure that Liverpool does not run away in anything that they're trying to do. So I think it's going to be an interesting game in the sense that this will now test Lampard's team. That's what they call it now, the Lampard team. And by testing him against an already formidable team, so we will now see where Chelsea is at. So, but I think at the end of the day, Liverpool will still have a stronger edge.
5th we meet 7th. That is what it is, and we'll see what Chelsea will have in kitty when Liverpool comes calling. Sorry, First we meet, sorry for that. First we meet 7, please. That is what it is. Permit me for that.
But it's going to be a
so
big,
I think United fans are already calling our
to
platform saying you're not talking about us. That's why I'm thinking about United. Guys, we're going to talk about you next week. Time will permit us to talk about more on the Premiership. Let's quickly talk about athletics now. And any minute from now, the athletics bodies, they will be running to Dover. They say all those who really are interested talking about athletics are all heading to Dover. The one we have here is that the Nigerian team have already released all those players, athletes to be precise, who will be heading to Dover. And one who will tell us exactly what it is, how they have been prepared, and everything we need to know about athletics will be joining us very soon. But before then, let me bring in, gentlemen, especially Idris. I mean, Dover is coming, talking about the World Athletics. Nigeria has released their list of those who will be representing. What do we expect from these lads who will go to represent their fatherland?
We expect that they are going to put their best. That is, in the case of Nigeria, it's how they emerge that matters. Mr. Tony knows very well how they emerge that matters. The performance will determine on how they emerge. The performance will determine on so many incentives. The recovery time, how much care do you have for these people? How much are you willing to assist them? For them, it's a glory to represent their country. And I want to believe that every person who has emerged through that process, no matter the level, wants to give his best. And that depends on the circumstances surrounding you. What we are going to do is a mini world athletics. You are competing against the best in the world. Yeah. They will try their best. But would that best be good enough? Because it's in sports, you have countries going extra mile. In terms of facilities, in terms of nutrition, in terms of because it's not just running, it's the composition of it. Your nutrition, what are you wearing? Even the kit contributes to your fitness in football, in any sport you are doing. How well prepared are we for that game? Are we just going to show up for the fact that we want to make numbers? That Nigeria is part of it? But the athletes, to me, will try their best. What would let them down is the arrangement at home.
It's a disheartening, situation that donkeys of years will talk about it. And it's not only on athletics; it has to do with all
everything.
Stages of sports in Nigeria. Our preparation has always been dismal, because what we see now in the final process is that, the athlete is not good or is not performing to the high standard that he's supposed to perform. But they don't know that there's a lot of preparation that goes in before you that final stage. And that is where we are lacking. Because when you don't give these athletes the platform to produce that result for you, how would you expect them to give you that result on that eventful day? So, and that is why we've been clamoring for Nigerians, for our so-called officials to please let us destroy this fire brigade preparation. And that fire brigade preparation is like 10 minutes to this thing. You see everybody running to try to make things work. No, it's a long-term process from building up the athletes to make sure that they are ready, they are fit, their health-wise is taken care of. And then when they come out to the platform, then they will perform for you. So we have to stop killing these athletes. I'm not saying stop killing these athletes based on, they are not good. Why did they come to this stage? No. Check the background of where they're coming from. A lot of them sometimes go to training in the morning and they don't have any food to eat in the evening. Nobody takes care of them. They go asking for handouts. Then when it is at the final competition, our officials come out because they want to go along.
Yeah.
They want to go along to be part, to get their extra coach and everything.
12 athletes, 60 officials.
Yeah, to get their extra coach. You see them come along, and then when they don't perform, they say, we've done everything. No, you didn't do everything. It is because of the fact that now is the time, the world is seeing them. So, but when the world is not seeing them, what were you doing for them?
That is what I've always been. I don't believe there's any single athlete in the world, because that's the best stage for him. He wants to compete against the best. For being nominated to represent the country, he's ready to do anything. That's more reason he has compromised so many things.
Yeah, it's a great honor
to do that. But for God's sake, when those preparations are not there, when were they invited to come? How many exposures are they giving them in terms of competitiveness? You cannot just go and run international things like that. There has to be mini competition. Was it organized for them to go through that one? How many African events have they taken into? You know, the British athletes have been around the world for the past 3 weeks. Now they've been competing around the globe, moving from one place to another, from Scotland here to so many other places. You will constantly read about them every day, because the goal is that they are preparing for international championship.
Guys,
if we're able to do that, Nigerian will be, because Nigerians were great before in that place. One of our best friends before.
We'll get there. We'll quickly take this break now. When we come back, it will be time for us to take the final part of ABC Sports. Tell your friends and neighbors, we are nearly at the end of it. Take this break, we'll return. Stay with us.
What position is he taking in
Dova is here. Are you ready? The man to tell us all about it, athletics in Africa, the man who can truly hold his own, but we'll visit him live from America. Bambo Kani is here with us. Hello, Bambo. Nice to have you, as usual. First of all, let me say congratulations. Bouncing Baby was was out this week. Congratulations for that.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Good. Bambo, the floor is yours. What's happening? Well, I mean, tell us everything that has happened in athletics.
Well, athletics in 2019 for Nigeria has been quite interesting. As you know, the African Games just concluded in Rabat, Morocco, just about a week ago, and Nigeria had a good performance in athletics. I think top the table in athletics, and was second overall behind Egypt in the overall sport standings. But you know, when we come back to athletics, we have to look at the World Championship starting next week. Nigeria just named a team of 25 athletes. I think the leading athletes on that team will include the likes of Blessmo Kagbare, Defino Duduru, Toby Amuson, who is probably a strong contender in the hurdles. Ese Brume as well, a strong contender in the long jump. And let's not forget Chukwuebuka Enekwechi in the shot put, and the newly crowned African Games 100-meter champion Raymond Ekenwo as well in the 100 meters. So it's going to be an interesting World Championship for Nigeria. It's probably the strongest team we've had in quite a few editions. So we have that to look forward to. So all in all, it's been an interesting year for athletics in Nigeria. I should mention as well that my team, Making of Champions back home in Nigeria, also has a few athletes coming up on the team, the likes of Emmanuel Ojeli, Joy Udo Gabriel, and Blessing Oladiye, all won medals at these African Games in Morocco. So all in all, on all fronts, I think athletics in Nigeria is getting to a better place, shaping up for the Olympics next year. The elites like Blessing and Toby are up there still, and then the younger ones are also coming through in Nigeria.
If I have to ask this, what is the preparation for the athletes heading for this Doha? Do you, Doha? Do you have, entire preparation for this, or they just prepare themselves and go present Nigeria? This is please.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not so privy to the preparation of the team. I know the team was officially announced 1 or 2 days ago. We're still waiting to hear from the AFN on the movement of the team from Nigeria, from the different locations to Doha. So we'll see what happens. I think after the African Games, rightfully everybody went home and maybe had a week off. Who knows? So we're waiting to see what the preparation is, what the plans are to get the team to Doha.
I mean, we're all excited about the 100 meters. Fastest 100 meters is Nigerian, and so we are all saying, Raymond, go out there in Doha and do us proud. I mean, how did that boy achieve that feat?
Well, Raymond, it's really heartwarming to see Raymond being crowned fastest man in Africa. I've known him for about 4 or 5 years when he was still coming up in Nigeria, trained by the Global Track and Field Club in New Delhi. We also attended our Top Sprinter Championship reality show even 4 years ago. So it's nice to juxtapose that, being the junior champion in Nigeria in 2016, now being the African Games champion in 2019. But what's really interesting is Nigeria is having a renaissance of sorts in the men's 100 meters. I mean, Divine Odubiri, let's not forget, he's in the top 3 in the world this year in both the 100 meters and 200 meters. Now you add Raymond Ikemo to the mix, then you add Ishekiri to the mix as well, who came 3rd at the African Games. He just ran 10.02. So all 3 of them will be on display in Doha. And it makes things really interesting to see what is going to happen at the Olympics next year. If any of them go to be
guess what?
medal winning contender.
Guess what? I've been told that Raymond has just joined us. So this is interesting. For we to also have the Raymond here. Hello, Raymond. Nice to have you. How are you doing?
Good. How you doing, sir?
Raymond, can't even see your face. Get to the light. Brilliant. I know it's still morning far away where you are. Nice for you to join us. First of all, let's say congratulations. Where's he running to?
On the light.
Raymond, congratulations. Fastest African. 100 meters. That's what you are. And of course, we say you're doing well. Congrats.
Thank you, sir.
Good. Raymond, the Doha is nearly here. What the preparations like? Nigerians are wanting to know what exactly are you doing to make sure that you tell the world that you have arrived.
Same old. Just doing the same everything.
Raymond, don't be shy about my cameras, please. Nigerians want to hear you. They want to know what you're doing. Come on.
Same old. I'm not doing anything different. Just the same thing I've been doing in practice.
What are we looking forward to in terms of Doha? What will change? Have you seen your competitors? Tell us what is the program from now till you get to Doha.
I don't know. I know a couple of people are running against, but I don't know who I will be running against actually by for me. So I don't know, but I think I'm good enough. I'm good enough to
Let me return back while we still have Raymond. Let me return back to African. This is a young man who knows what he thinks he wants. And through your help, to be sincere, he has come up. He has shown so much, strength in him. We're beginning to discover talent, aren't we?
So we're beginning to discover talent across Nigeria, and somebody like Raymond who's done fantastically well in the NCAA in the last couple of years. He's at the University of Florida now. I think it's really, really encouraging for Nigerian athletics to see the next generation of talent coming through. I would have a question for Raymond actually. I would want to know how you were able to make your personal best run top 10 for the first time at the African Games after a long season in the NCAAs. it's fair to say that not many people were expecting that from you in Rabat. So how were you able to put up your lifetime performance there?
Good. Raymond, we are truly interested in all you are putting forward to. I know we know Doha is truly here. Is there anything you need that hasn't been provided to you by the federal government?
That's a big smile.
I mean, right now, I don't really, the University of Florida is providing everything that I need for me, and I think that's enough for me right now. The federal government is doing the best, so I'm not complaining about anything. I mean, the goal is just for me, the goal is just to go out there at the house, just do what I can, the best I can. But yeah, I think everything is okay. When it comes to facilities and everything, and I feel like I'm good with everything right now.
Good. Raymond, your fans are listening to you. What do you want to say to them as your final word?
I just say thank you to everybody, for the support and for believing in me. And if there's anybody out there that wanting to go far and do great things, just keep working hard and just keep doing it.
Very good, Raymond. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best in Doha. We hope you go out there. Why not? Why not get it good? Why not? What is wrong with that? Why not? Thank you very much. And of course, we also thank very much the new dad in town. Thank you guys for joining us. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Guys, we apologize because time is not on our side, and of course we're drawing these curtains. I won't let you guys say more than that, but I think the smile from Raymond says it all.
So, yes.
Yeah, he's a very confident guy. I love him for that. And he said, when we asked him whether he needed anything, he said for now it's within the confines of the University of California, wherever he is, and we cannot get the facilities in Nigeria. That's why he has to be. So what is important is for him, he's a young guy. The media is already knocking the door. We are not going to be the first to be talking to him. So many people will be talking to him, and that's where the problem is. He knows
I think he should try to cope. He's coping with the pressure that is coming to him now, which is very good. And you can see the smile when you say to him, "Is the federal government what's the help and everything?" He smiles. He said everything is taken care of by the college itself, where he is. So that will tell you and give you a typical example of what is really happening within the circle. So, but I think he is handling it very well. He's getting to know the cultures of how things are run.
I love that language.
That's the show. A very big thank you to all of you who have joined us. Indeed, we really appreciate all your time is out here. That's where we draw the curtains. A very big thank you to Idris and Tony, who have been the guests. And of course, forgetting Umar and those who have joined us from America, Raymond. I mean, all of you guys have been fantastic. We'll do this again next week with another 72,000 seconds. Of course, why not? We'll be spent talking sports. I haven't changed my name, I won't. And the day I do, you'll be the first to know. Chris Obokon is my name. A very big thank you to Mr. Thomas and I'm forgetting Sherry. Cloud Sports. That's where we are. So long, everybody. Bye-bye now.
is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream. The greatest tale ever told. This is the moment when we all come together, holding our breath for what feels like forever. This is the stage where legends are made, artists become heroes, and epic football is played. This is the place, at the center of the world, all roads leading here as the next chapter unfolds.
Merit Abode, Nigeria Limited, Emirate, Garden City. Merit Abode, Nigeria Limited, Emirate, Garden City.
Moses, Dad, my wife told me that you have bought a land and complete a good-looking duplex on it. Yes, from buying the plot to the completion only takes less than 3 months. What about Omonile? Omonile like how? I didn't deal with them. I bought the land from Merit Abode Nigeria Limited. Merit Abode? Yes, Merit Abode. Rachel Onega and Prince Jide Kosoko are the ambassador for Merit Abode, and these two individuals boost my confidence and trust that make me to buy from them. And that is not all. They even help me in building our new home. I only visit the site on completion to collect our keys and exchange paperwork, which amounts to more than double savings. Usually, for people like us living abroad, you have to take time off work so many times to travel back home to do the work, or the Yahoo contractors will show you big time. Yes, I was wondering, as I always see you every week. Let me tell you, I was in Nigeria for only 4 days and everything is campy EQS. I didn't lose money by not going to work. Merit Abode is the best. What about the cost of calling them every day? They use UK number, so you will not be running up the phone bill to call them. I beg, give me their details. Telephone 020-3865-8087 or 081-734-47111. Email info@meritabode.com. Their website is www.meritabode.com. Merit Abode Nigeria Limited is the developer for Emerald Garden City Estate Series. You can even pay by installments. Our locations are Shimawa, Ibejuleki, Arepo, Agbara, Ikorodu, Mowe Ofada, and Asheshi. Merit Abode, build my confidence and trust.